What's going on, everybody? This is Set4 here, and today or tonight, whenever you're watching this video, thank you for stopping by. In today's topic, I'm going to be talking about college football, and hey, the season is right around the corner. Just in 2 days, it'll be July, and then next will be August, and then week 0 will be here before you know it, and time is just flying by in 2026. So today, I'm going to be talking about, will the Notre Dame Fighting Irish go to the playoffs this year, or how will the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will play this year? Now, as you all know, that last year Notre Dame missed out on the playoffs because they weren't in a conference, but Miami somehow got into the playoffs, and they were had a lower record, but Miami beat Notre Dame. So everything was just chaotic last year. So I think that this year, with the schedule and everything else, might be in favor. So we're just going to go through an overview of Notre Dame and see how they'll do for this upcoming season. And also, you guys can comment down below what you guys think about this season. And yes, you've probably seen my videos from previous times that I am most likely a Notre Dame hater, but I do like Marcus Freeman. He is a great head coach, a solid guy. I would rather have him than Brian Kelly run Notre Dame, because he's done a lot better than Brian Kelly in the last 4 years, even though he did go to BCS National Championship, but he got destroyed by Bama. So that's Brian Kelly's just a shitty guy in general. Never liked the guy, period. But Marcus Freeman is a great head coach. So he's a motivator. He gets these guys rolling. Hey, he might even go to the NFL sooner or later. But anyways, as further ado, with my yapping, let's go ahead and go through the head coach review. We got Marcus Freeman had one game after Brian Kelly left. They won the bowl game, but he has 4 full seasons with Notre Dame. Record in the independents. Again, as a Notre Dame hater, they need to join conference, but it is what it is. I understand from their perspective. Their record is 43-12. They're pretty much in the ACC at this point. Just it is what it is. So, bowl record, they're 5-1, from Marcus Freeman. Playoff record, they're 3-1 and lost in the first ever 12-team playoff to Ohio State in the national championship, which I really wished they would have won. That was a good game to watch. They were coming back, and they just couldn't beat Ohio State. And of course, Ohio State won. And so there you guys have it for Marcus Freeman. Last season, as you guys know, they went 10-2. They lost to Miami. Then they lost to Texas A&M at home. That game was wild to watch. Those 2 games were close, just close, and it was up-tempo game. That Texas A&M game was wild. I think that Notre Dame should have won that game. They should have never lost that game to Texas A&M. Purdue killed them, killed Arkansas, beat Boise State easily, beat NC State easily. Had an okay game against USC where they won by 10 points. They kind of struggled against Boston College early, but then they won. Navy, they just destroyed Navy. Navy was actually pretty good last year, which is kind of shocking. Them and Army were at a point where, hey, these 2 teams from the group of 5, group of 4 could potentially been in the college football playoffs as that 12th seed. They pretty much beat Pittsburgh handily. They destroyed Syracuse. They were just terrible last year. Stanford destroyed Stanford as well. Stanford has just been on a decline ever since Andrew Luck in those years. They just have not been back to their full speed as Stanford once was. I still wish they were in the Pac-12, because the ACC, as a UNC fan, it just does not seem right at all. All right, so this year, I think that with the schedule this year is a favorable schedule for Notre Dame. They have a lot of teams from ACC, but they do have a okay schedule. They are playing against Wisconsin. That's going to be a interesting matchup, but I still think they're going to kill Wisconsin. They're definitely going to annihilate Rice. I could be wrong in that one, but they should beat Michigan State. They should beat Purdue. They should definitely beat my team, which is UNC, because they're still not great. Stanford, they definitely should realistically beat the crap out of Stanford. BYU, that might be a loss in my perspective, because BYU is a tough environment to play in, and the altitude, hey, it could change Notre Dame, but that's just my opinion. I think they'll beat Navy pretty handedly. I think that this year they will upset Miami. Well, not really upset Miami. I think they'll take Miami this year at their place. But hey, you never know because Texas A&M beat Notre Dame, so we'll see how that goes. They should destroy Boston College. Boston College has never been the same since the Big East. I don't even think they were that good of a team in general the last decade for Boston College. SMU, that's actually going to be an interesting matchup. So I can see 3 losses. I can see 2 losses. I can see 1 loss. But I'm going to go 11-1. I think they'll beat SMU. I don't think SMU will be all that great this upcoming season as they were the last 2 seasons. So that's just my perspective. And I think they'll still beat Syracuse. So my prediction will be 11-1. And that 1 loss, I think, will be BYU. Now, they could have 3 losses. They could lose to BYU, Miami, or SMU. That's the only 3 teams, in my opinion. Wisconsin, I still don't think they're going to be good just because Luke Fickell and that team just does not mesh well. So I think that he's going to be fired after next season. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, 11-1. I know as a Notre Dame hater, as an Irish hater, I think that they'll do great next year. They got a lot of guys back, and I think they're going to be just fine for this upcoming season. And of course, I like to do like the top 3 players, and of course the team stats as my videos. So we got quarterback CJ Carr, who's a returning sophomore. He's back with the team. So yeah, he had 195 completions to 293 attempts with 66.6 percentage. Ooh, that's not fun to read. 2,741 passing yards, average about 9.4 per throw. He had 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions as a freshman. I think he did a solid job last year. Had some games where he could have done better, but I think he'll do just fine. Now he has the ball rolling for Notre Dame. Running back Anais Williams, who's a junior or returning junior. He had 24 carries, 224 yards, because Jeremiah Love was the guy. And they also had another running back who's really solid. So Notre Dame always has great running backs. I forgot who their backup was, but he also went to the NFL too, which is crazy. 24 carries, 224 yards, 9.3 yards average, 5 total touchdowns. Really solid guy for a third-string backup for Notre Dame. Wide receiver Jordan Fajan, who is a senior this year. He will be the number 1 wide receiver for Notre Dame. So I think that they will have a solid offense for this upcoming season with 49 receptions, 640 yards of receiving, average about 13.1 average and 4 touchdowns. So there you guys have it for Notre Dame's offense. Notre Dame's defense, they'll have a lot of great guys back for the team as well. We got Boubacar Traore. I probably just destroyed that whole name, so I'm sorry. I'm not great with pronouncing names. I don't care who tells me how to pronounce it. I'm still going to pronounce names, so bear with me. He had 37 total tackles, 23 solo, 14 assists, 6.5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Linebacker Drake Bowen, who's a senior this year, and also Boubacar was a junior, or is going to be a junior this year. Linebacker Drake Bowen had 67 total tackles, 33 solo, 34 assists, 3.5 sacks, and 3 pass deflections. So there you guys have it for a linebacking core. And of course, lastly, we got Aiden Schuler Jr., 53 total tackles, 30 solo, 23 assists, 1 sack, 2 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass deflections. So there you guys have it for just the future of the top 3 players that will contribute to Notre Dame in offense and on defense. And then lastly, what to look out for. The offense had a really great offense last year. They had 42 points per game total. Could change. They pretty much dominated throughout the whole season last year. Averaged about 458.5 yards of total yards. Passing, they had 255.1 yards of passing. Running, they had 203 yards of rushing. I think they were a lot better at running the ball, in my opinion, than they were throwing the ball last year. But that's just my opinion. Defense, Notre Dame will always have a solid defense, in my opinion. They only allowed 17.6 points allowed per game. Total yards, they only allowed 313.5 yards allowed on defense. Passing, they only allowed 213.4. And running, they had 100.1 yards allowed. So pretty good on defense. So that their team, I think, will be locked and loaded for this year, for this upcoming season. Let me know what you guys think about this. Will Notre Dame make the playoffs this year? How many wins and how many losses will the Irish have? Will they have some upsets? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. This is Seth Wood here. Y'all have a great rest of the night. See you guys next time, and peace out.